With Marcus Stroman being moved to the New York Mets there yesterday evening, the youth movement is in full effect for the Toronto Blue Jays, because with the trade of Marcus Stroman and Eric Sogard, Thomas Pannone gets a call up there today to pitch against the Royals there this evening, and Bo Bichette gets in his big league debut tonight at Kauffman Stadium. What an exciting night for Blue Jay fans, because we have seen tons of this year. Vladdy coming up, and Cavan Biggio coming up, and now Bo Bichette coming up. Incredible. And it was amazing to see Bo get his first hit in the big leagues in his first at-bat on the second pitch he saw. Chopper through the right side off the glove of the third baseman, I think it was Hunter Dozier, and into left field for a base hit for Bo Bichette. You see Papa's all jacked up, Papa Bichette, and you see you see the big smile from Bo Bichette at first base. It's awesome to see these young guys continue to grow and continue to get better. It is awesome to watch. All right. Now, let's get down to this ball game, because there's lots of things to discuss, all right? First things first, Thomas Pannone, like I said, got the start there tonight, and in the third inning, gives him an RBI single to Whit Merrifield. Now, like I said earlier, with all the youth movement and all the young guys being brought up, we forget about Teoscar Hernandez, 26-year-old Teoscar Hernandez, who, if you combine the 2 seasons, the time as a Blue Jay, he hasn't played a full 2 years in the big leagues. If you go by like at-bats and kind of thing, and if they scale it over 162 games and whatnot, he hasn't played 2 seasons. So he's still getting his feet wet. And boy, oh boy, since Teoscar Hernandez has been recalled from AAA Buffalo, he has been awesome. When he got called back up, he was hitting like 196 or something. Today he goes 1 for 3 with a walk, and his batting average is up to 221. Teo is really starting to find himself. And that 1 for 3... oh, baby, it was in the top of the 5th inning. He gets a 2-1 count from Brad Keller, and it's a hanging slider right over the heart of the plate, and Hernandez does not miss it. An estimated 450 feet to left center field into the fountain, and we're tied at 1. All right, great job there. We go to the top of the 6th inning, and Cavan Biggio gets a base hit, and we're like, all right, attaboy, Cavan. Next batter, Randall Grichuk, the top 2 in the lineup. Hey, they had a day, and we'll get to that in a bit. And Randall Grichuk comes up, and he gets a hanging slider from Brad Keller. And he crushes one to left field and into the bullpen, 2-run shot. Jays take the lead 3-1. Great job there. All right, and then the bottom of the 6th inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Chesler Cuthbert, it's a ground, or more or less a chopper to Vladdy at 3rd base, and he kind of misplays. He got in between, like, should I go at it? Should I stay back and wait for it? And it kind of ate him up a little bit. Both runs come in to score, and we're tied at 3. So again, this is types of things that these young players will continue to learn moving forward. Look, I know people are going to say, well, it's defense. You've been playing defense for your entire life, blah, blah. I get that. I do. But these guys at the big league level, not only do they hit the ball harder than just about everybody in the minor leagues, it's just that much more pressure. It's just the whole thing to it, right? And you look at all kinds of players, in the league, guys that have made tons of errors in 1 year and then they continue to get better and become great defenders the next, right? That just happens. For Vladdy, I see that being the case, because after the error, it was either in that inning or the next inning, he makes a nice little backhand grab, and then he get on one foot, basically on his back leg, throws an absolute seed across the diamond to Justin Smoak to get the out. That's a third baseman's arm. Vladdy will be a third baseman. He's just got to maybe take off some weight a little bit in the offseason, as well as continue to work on defense. That's just, he's going to hit. He got another hit in the ball game today. He's hitting a shade under 260, and apparently he's struggling. It's just, he's going to continue to get better, and the guy is 20. We forget that. All right, so with a 3-3 ball game, we go into the top of the 8th inning, and Cavan Biggio on a 2-0 count hits a ball deep to right field, and it goes foul, but it had the distance. Next pitch, about the same type of deal from Brad Keller. Why Brad Keller was still in the ball game at this point is beyond me. But he hangs a slider over the middle of the plate, and Cavan Biggio does not miss that one. He crushes it into the seats for a solo shot. Brad Keller does not give up many home runs, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, in 132 innings pitched, he's given up 10 home runs. And in the start today, He up 3 to the Toronto Blue Jays. Great job by the Jays, and great job by Kevin Biggio to get the Jays the lead 4-3. And we go to the top of the 9th inning, and you have a 4-3 lead. That's great, because in the top of the 8th, look, after the Biggio home run, Grichuk then tripled, but nobody could bring him across. And that could have really hurt the Blue Jays, because you could attack down that run and be up by 2, but instead you're only up by 1, and in the bottom half of the 8th, you're facing the meat of their order. Great job by Justin Schaefer, though. I think he gets a 2-out walk, and I think that was it. But he gets a good job of getting out of that. And then you go to the top of the 9th inning. They bring in the young reliever. And Billy McKinney strikes out to lead off the inning. Then Teoscar Hernandez walks. Then Danny Jansen singles to center field. They bring in Hill to face Kevin Biggio. And Hill has some wonky delivery from the left side. And Kevin Biggio, look, this guy's an unbelievable hitter. Yeah, the batting average doesn't suggest that he's hitting all that great. But you see it. I mean, every game we're watching these young players continue to grow, and watching Kevin Biggio get that single off of Hill and get Teoscar Hernandez to come in and score. It's huge, because that makes it a 2-run ball game, and you're feeling a lot better about it. But the Jays weren't done. Then Randall Grichuk singled the left field. Danny Jansen came in to score, and then Vladdy walked to load the bases. Then Justin Smoke hit a high chopper to third base. They get Smokey at first, but Biggio comes in to score, and just like that, you've added on 3 runs, and you're up 7-3. There's no save situation. You can keep Daniel Hudson down after he had to go like an inning and 2/3 yesterday. So it was great to see there. You bring out Derek Law. He goes a clean inning. You win the ball game. Great job by the Toronto Blue Jays there today. You got to give these guys credit. Now let's get through the stats here. Let's get through these young guys and see what they did. Kevin Biggio had a day. He went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs, obviously the home run, and he scored 3 runs. And a great job by him raising his batting average to .216 on the year, and continuing to get better every single day. And I don't know about you guys, but I am really liking Kevin Biggio at the top of the lineup. Not just because he had a 3 for 5 game today, but just because he reminds me of the Eric Sogard type. Grinding at bats, taking pitches, if he can end up being a good contact hitter as well, my goodness, he would be a prototypical leadoff guy with power. So I love what we're seeing from Biggio, and with the home run he had today, that's his 8th home run on the season. And like I said, the top 2 guys in the lineup had days. Randall Grichuk, the number 2 guy in the lineup, he went 3 for 5 with the home run, 3 RBIs, and a run scored for Randall Grichuk. Great to see there. And bottom line, your top 2 guys combined for 6 hits. When that happens, you're going to win a lot of ball games, because then your 3, 4, 5 guys have runners on for when they come up to the plate, and that's exactly what you want to see. Vladdy went 1 for 4 in the ball game. Had the hit in the first inning, was it the first inning he had the hit? I think it was the first inning he had the hit, and then walked once as well, obviously in that top of the 9th inning. But again, in the other at-bats, he kind of struggled a little bit. I didn't really like what I saw from him in that at-bat where he swung. He struck out on the pitch a mile out of the zone. But again, it happens, right? It's a young guy, 20. I hate when people get mad at Vladdy, because you're seeing guys like Kevin Biggio and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. tearing it up, and you're like, man, Vladdy, let's go. You're the one who has the hype. Hey, Biggio's 4 years older than Vladdy, and Gurriel's 5 years older. Give the guy a break. The guy's 20 years old, and he's hitting almost .260. Incredible. All right? Now, Justin Smoke went over 4 with the walk. He had the RBI, obviously, on the chopper in the 9th inning. Brandon Drury went 1 for 5 in the ballgame with a couple strikeouts after that great game he had a couple days ago. They've raised him in the batting order. I think he might need to get dropped a little bit more. Just my personal opinion on Brandon Drury. But, nothing too shabby whatsoever about him. Bo Bichette, like we talked about, went 1 for 4 in the ball game. Billy McKinney over 4 with a couple strikeouts. And Teoscar Hernandez, guys, 1 for 3 in the game. Had 2 runs scored, had the RBI, the home run, and a walk in the game. Great job by Teoscar Hernandez getting his 15th home run of the year. He's hitting .221 now on the year. Great job for him. And Danny Jansen, good to see him get back into the hit column. He's been struggling a little bit lately. Goes 1 for 4 and scores a run. Good job there. Now, let's flip to the pitching, because with the whole Bo Bichette thing, Thomas Pinone's outing, you don't even really talk about it, and he deserves to be talked about. Thomas Pinone, other than the missed ground ball by Vladdy, which led to 2 runs, Thomas Pinone was awesome. Mixing pitches, going in, out, top, bottom. hitting corners, getting called strikes, making guys swing and miss. He was doing a great job. He went 6 innings, gave it 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. So people who love looking at the ERA statistic, his ERA coming into the game was 6.39. Not very good. But after the ball game, dropped 23 points to 6.16. So it's good to see for Thomas Pannone. I thought he was great today. I really like what we saw from Pannone. And Tim Mesa came out, dropped his ERA 11 points, got the victory in this one. He went in and gave up a hit, struck out a batter, and didn't walk a guy. Great job by Tim Mesa. And Justin Schaefer came out, dropping his ERA 15 spots. He went a clean inning, didn't give up a hit, walked 1, and struck out 2. Good job there. His ERA dropped to 2.50. And hey, 2.50. He's thrown 18 innings. Justin Schaefer, maybe putting his name in for next year. I don't know. Continues at this rate, I can't see why not. And Derek Law, as much as we chirp Derek Law, and I do so, and I will take full credit to that, he went out there in the 9th inning, didn't give up a hit, walked 1, got a strikeout, and finished the ball game off. Now, like I said, as much as I chirped the guy, he's gone 4 straight outings and hasn't given up a run. So I'm not going to give him crap. Good job, Derek Law. Attaboy. I'd like to see you succeed because we trade Kevin Pillar. So I'd like to see him do well because Juan DePaula looks terrible. The reason I say that, I think he went 1 1/3 today down in Lansing, gave up like 9 runs or some stupid number like that. So he's awful. He has like a 9-point-something ERA at 21 years old in A-ball. He is not looking too good down there. But, so for Derek Law, I don't know what else to say. All right. So speaking of the minor leagues, let's get down there and have a look at what's going on. Buffalo, I don't know what we're looking forward to in Buffalo, to be honest with you, other than the pitching. What are we looking forward to down there? Jonathan Davis, man, he went 1 for 3 in the ball game. Rowdy Tellez went 0 for 1, but he walked 3 times. He's hitting .292 as Rowdy Tellez. And what we've seen this year from guys like Lourdes Gurriel and Teoscar Hernandez, they get sent back down to AAA. They spend some time down there. They get called back up, and they swing a lot better. Now, will that happen with Rowdy Tellez? I don't know. But to see him swinging the bat really well down there, hitting .292, it's nice to see. Jonathan Davis, like I said, went 1 for 3 in the ball game with an RBI. Richard Urania, again, a guy to keep an eye on here. He went 2 for 5, had 2 RBIs. He's in .271 on the year down there in AAA. Richard Urania is having a pretty darn good season. I like what we're seeing down there from him. And on the mound, TJ Zook was on the mound, and after 2 awful outings by him in his last few, bottom line, he wasn't able to throw strikes. He threw a lot more strikes in this ball game, and he went 7 innings, gave it 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. So people who love looking at the ERA statistic, I think his ERA dropped something along the lines of like 20 points or something like that. Of course, they already switched it. But again, 4.76 ERA down there in AAA Buffalo. Not the greatest for TJ Zook, but again, good to see progress from one of our young pitchers who went 7 strong innings of 3-run ball. And did they end up winning the game? They did 6-5. So it's good to see from him. And the man I like in the bullpen, Zach Jackson, went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. But they were able to hang on to the victory. All right, so that's down there in Buffalo. New Hampshire didn't play. Dunedin didn't play. And Lansing, we already talked about Juan DePaula having a horrendous outing. Was it that bad? Oh, it was even worse. 3 1/3 innings. Gave up 11 hits, walked 4 guys, gave up 11 earned runs. He was awful. But offensively, the Lansing Lugnuts, like we've always talked about, that's the next regime for the Toronto Blue Jays. And Otto Lopez, Otto Lopez had a great ball game, went 3 for 5, scored 2 runs. He's hitting .301 on the year down there in A-ball. Gabriel Moreno, the catcher, went 2 for 5, scored 2 runs, had 2 RBIs. He's hitting .308 down there. Great job there. Griffin Conine, he had the 1 hit yesterday. We were hoping and praying that was kind of a good sign to come, and that's exactly what you saw from Conine today. Went 2 for 5 with an RBI, hitting .278 on the year. Got to continue to creep that average back up there, Griffin. Good to see down there for Conine. And to get back in the hit column for him. And for the Vancouver Canadians, no Kloffenstein or Manoah on the mound today. Kloffenstein did a great job yesterday for the Vancouver Canadians. I think he went Five innings of no-run ball. He already dropped to like 2.27 at 18 years old. Oh, we got a gem down there. I can't wait to continue to watch him develop. And down there in Vancouver right now, they're a 9-9 tie right now. Holy smokes. And this guy Rodriguez down there, he's in 367 on the year. Good to see him doing well. He went 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored so far in the ball game there today. Nothing really more to talk about. Bluefield didn't play today. And down in the Gulf Coast League, you know who I'm talking about. Deshaun Brown and Kendall Williams. Deshaun Brown was in the ball game today. Went 1 for 3 with a triple, an RBI, a run scored, and a walk. Good to see from Deshaun Brown. And for him, he has 3 hits, if I'm not mistaken, in the Gulf Coast League this year. I think. I could be wrong. Actually, no, he's hitting 333, right? Yeah, he's gotten 3 1-for-3s. He has 2 triples. He's got a double. Extra base pop. I like him from Deshaun Brown, the 18-year-old kid from Oakville, Ontario. I like it. And Kendall Williams was on the mound for the Gulf Coast League Blue Jays. He went 2 innings, didn't give up a hit, walked 3 guys, but struck out 5. Bottom line, in 2 innings, you had 6 outs. He struck out 5. Kendall Williams, the 18-year-old kid, second rounder by the Blue Jays this year, liking what we're seeing. That ERA was like 9, all right, after his first start. I mean, he only went 1 inning, he only went 2 innings today, but the people who love looking at the ERA statistic is down to 3 for Kendall Williams down there in the Gulf Coast League, so it's good to see down there. Everybody's doing good down there for the minor leagues. Not a whole lot of talk about when it comes to down in the minors. A lot of teams off on Monday, and they'll all be back in action, though, tomorrow, all right? And for the Blue Jays, they're back in action tomorrow, 8:15 first pitch at Kauffman Stadium. Mike Montgomery on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, and I'm assuming, I heard on the broadcast today, and I'm assuming it's going to be the case, Sean Reid-Foley is going to be getting the start for the Blue Jays there tomorrow night. Is he on the roster here? Let me see if I can pick him up if he is. No, he's not. If I'm not mistaken, though, he has an ERA in the mid-3s, I think it is. That's a Blue Jay this year. He's done a very good job. AAA, he hasn't done the greatest, but as a Blue Jay this year, he's looked a lot better. He's been throwing strikes, and I think for Sean Reid-Foley, that's the key. If he's throwing strikes, his stuff plays. But if he's not throwing strikes, like Aaron Sanchez sometimes when he's not on, issues happen. All right? And if he's on the mound tomorrow, that's something to keep an eye on. All right? So you know what, guys? What the heck just happened? Yeah. You know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. That's more like it. If you guys enjoyed this video, you enjoyed Bo Bichette's debut, you enjoyed Thomas Panone's time, Kevin Biggio, all that great stuff from the Blue Jays game there today, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Who's your MVP in today's game? Would you give it to Kevin Biggio? Would you give it to Randall Grichuk? Would you give it to Thomas Panone, maybe? Or to give it to Bo Bichette. Why? Because it's his MLB debut. Let me know in the comments below, guys, who your MVP from today's ball game was. Mine is Kevin Biggio, the game-winning home run. My cat's walking around in the background. I was hoping she wouldn't do that, but had to make an appearance, right? Yeah, grand entrance. All right. But, and Bo Bichette did that today, making a grand entrance for the Toronto Blue Jays, and it's great to see. All right, I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this game, this team, everything surrounding the Blue Jays. And, yes, Marcus Stroman is gone, but we got to try and find a way to move on and focus on the team that we do have right now. All right, so, guys, I just want to say that follow my main man, Mo Buckets, on Twitter, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. You know, great guy. He posted the Teoscar Hernandez home run. He posted the Grichuk home run. If you had not seen, I think he might have posted the Bo Bichette single as well. Go check it out, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram if you have not already. Twitter is down below. Follow up. Send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys, Blue Jays edition, in Game 2 of the 3-game set. 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals there. Tomorrow night, 8:15 first pitch. Mike Montgomery on the mound for the Kansas City Royals. And probably Sean Reid-Foley on the mound for the Blue Jays there in Game 2, as the Jays look to win the series against KC and win the season series against the Kansas City Royals. It'll be a lot of fun, and thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.